Hello, everyone. Kaz with Elevateyourcraft, back for another episode. I don't even know if it's the episode of Journey of a MTG Beginner. I think so. I don't even know what beginner aspects I'm looking at today. Just got back from a draft that didn't go so well, a Guilds of Ravnica draft. I went 1-2, which is quite underwhelming, especially after going 3-0 last week. But I'm here back on Arena, and I've got my Is It Spells deck up. But I've also got a new book that I'm reading, Ethics by Spinoza. Some old school philosophy going on right here. I absolutely love this stuff. Benedictus de Spinoza, born in 1632, and then died in 1677. So I'm getting into some pretty intense stuff here. Yesterday, I have a yoga mat pretty much on my floor almost all the time, all the time. And yesterday I just happened to grab a book that I have and lie on the floor or on my yoga mat, and I just read the whole thing. Now, granted, the book isn't a big one. It's not too dense. It's more of an essay, I guess, by Christopher Hitchens, and it's called Mortality. And it was fantastic. I really like Christopher Hitchens' writing. It's a shame that he passed away. However, that book, Mortality, he wrote while he was very ill with cancer. And yeah, I wasn't planning on finishing it. I literally just grabbed it, lied down on the yoga mat, and read the whole thing, and loved it. It's very insightful. As I mentioned, I love his writing. So witty, and the vocabulary, the words, the way he puts them, the phrasing are so good, and his use of humor and metaphor, and it's fantastic. And it was a little bit sad too, but he has a way of really injecting a little bit of humor, some levity into the subjects, even though they can be quite deep or intense. So anyway, check that book out, or anything that he's written. I really like his writing. And anyway, I finished it. Still have Brothers Karamazov on the go by Fyodor Dostoevsky. That one's a pretty thick book, and I'm about 3/4 of the way through it, so getting through at a good clip, but I'm really enjoying it. It doesn't feel like a chore at all. The books that I do read tend to be pretty thick and dense, but I just do a little bit every day, and I don't really think about having to read all of this material. I just take it page by page, and I look forward to what I'm going to learn. And often when I'm reading, not even often, almost all the time, I have my phone with me or a notepad, and I write down the words that I come across that I don't know the definition of, or I'll record phrases, words, sentences, paragraphs that I really like, ones that strike me. And that's just a great way to learn new things, new subjects, increase your vocabulary. I really pick out things that strike a chord in me, and that's why I keep a notepad or my phone or whatever around, so I can record them. So those types of things that I look forward to. So since I got through that book in one shot yesterday, I thought, okay, I've had this book for a while, and I am going to start it. And it's pretty intense. Even the table of contents is quite daunting. I mean, introduction, and I do read the introductions and prefaces and all that kind of stuff of the books that I read. But the table of contents, part 1 is called Concerning God. Part 2 is concerning the nature and origin of the mind. Part 3, concerning the origin and nature of the emotions. And I'm flipping all these pages, and this is just the table of contents. Part 4, on human servitude, or the strength of the emotions. Concerning the power of the intellect or human freedom. And then the last kind of, I guess, part is treatise on the correction of the understanding. Yeah. So this feels a little more intimidating, I'll be honest, but I love this stuff. I mean, even going back to school, I could have minored in philosophy, and I was in a completely unrelated field, and still am, but I took so many philosophy classes that I could have actually minored in it. But that's where I'm at now. Check out Spinoza, check out Hitchens, check out philosophy, whatever you want, but read. It's awesome and will help you a lot. Okay, so where am I now? MTG Arena. Is it spells? I guess that's the name of the deck. I don't know what else to call it. I mean, it's not quite, is it dragons? I mean, I actually have wanted to try Demanding Dragon in here. Crackling Drake's really good, but I mean, maybe I do try it. Why not? Actually, I don't think I have any Demanding Dragons. I have one. That is sad days. Oh, I need so many cards. It's just such a grind to get cards. And this deck isn't even complete. I need a couple more Sulfur Falls. And another Sarkon. And then in paper, I'm playing Grixis. Mid-range, I guess. And then I also almost had, not quite complete, but a mono-red treasure map deck. So I'm like all over the place. I wish I had the Grixis mid-range deck on Arena. But haven't made too many changes to the list that I was playing previously. I think I took out the risk factors. I mean, that didn't really make much sense, but among the good cards that I actually have, it was pretty decent. I just added, I took two of them out. Two of the risk factors. I threw another Disdainful Stroke, and I think I need one more card. 3, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so one more card to throw into the sideboard. What could I do? Maybe a Dive Down. I've actually been thinking of doing Dive Down. Not doing Dive Down, of including Dive Down in the deck. So I guess I don't have it. But it's a common, so 44 common wild cards. So I can get it. I mean, against Golgari mid-range, it just feels so bad playing a Niv Mizzet and then them playing a Ravenous Chupacabra, and then your Niv Mizzet's gone. And you're just like, wah, wah. But Dive Down can be pretty clutch against that. So I'm thinking maybe I include it in the sideboard. I don't know, but that just feels so like too reactive almost, where it's just like, I don't know. 4, I could probably get rid of 1 Fiery Cannonade. I have all removal, not all removal, but Lava Coils, Shocks, and that kind of thing. And then throwing in Dive Down, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it synergizes or follows the theme of the deck, I guess. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but okay, 5, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we are going to continue on. I do want to save and exit. It'd actually be kind of cool to do a competitive draft. And yeah, speaking of draft, I just got back from playing in a draft, Guilds of Ravnica draft, and it didn't go. Let's get back on track. It wasn't free at the scheduled time. Wait an hour. Okay, well, I have no choice. So, looking forward to seeing that again in an hour. And it didn't go that well. I went 1 and 2 with a Dimir-based deck. But last week I went 3 and 0 with a Dimir-based deck. But yeah, of course it varies, and I didn't hit the same cards. And the deck I played today just felt. I was trying to synergize with Surveil, I think, too much. Oh, this is pretty. I'm on the play. I mean, having the opt is 3 opts. We do have Shock. Sarkhan can. I don't know that I necessarily like this too much. But let's see. I mean, you know what? My opponent's mulligan to 5. Wow. Okay. So maybe this is what we need to kind of make up for that really, really slow start that we might have. In combat, we're going to opt on their end step. Lava Coil. They are red, white. They're Boros, so having removal is nice. But at this point, I think I want land. I have a Shock. Okay, that doesn't feel great. Okay, so there is more land. So we can actually put another. Actually, I think I want to put the mountain down and have the Shock open. And the opt. I was going to put another island and then maybe opt twice, but yeah, that's something that Shock doesn't deal with. So I will opt in response. Fourth, it's a red source. I have, yeah, sure. Resolve. Okay, my turn. Another Shock. So let's do that. We can place Sarkhan. That'll likely take some aggression away from our life total. But we have 3, 5. I mean, next turn. I mean, we do want to protect Sarkhan because we'll be able to play Niv Mizzet.
He told me
So I think I just want to plus.
Yes.
And then not discard anything. Next turn we'll be able to play Niv Mizzet, which could be pretty huge. Okay, so he's dead.
I fear no pain.
We have a couple Shocks. We can take out the War Boss and the Goblin. And then have an Essence Scatter up. So we will do that. We don't want the Goblin to create another Goblin. Now, he can potentially plus this Goblin, or plus, and then give the Goblin Mentor and put another counter on him. So I think I want to take it out now. And then, depending on what happens next turn, we'll likely Essence Scatter, because they'll be at 4 mana. It can play Aurelia. Swiftblade Vindicator. I think I want to Essence Scatter this. Okay, so they have another one. This is actually really good. Okay, so we'll play it. I think I want to use a red and a blue. And do I want to main phase opt? I don't think so. We'll leave 2 mana up. I'm hoping an Aurelia doesn't come down. Okay, so the Mentor trigger will... Okay, that's good. I actually want that. And then I can take out the Vindicator and block the Boros Challenger. Okay, block. So I think my opponent didn't quite know, like they didn't quite know what was going on with the stack. So they thought pumping the Vindicator would save it. So if I get a blue or red source here, I have never seen that card. Sinister Sabotage, okay. That could be a problem. I mean, do I want to... I don't think I want to counter a Fanatical Firebrand. Should have seen that one coming. But we will be able to play Niv Mizzet now. Which is nice. If they have a Justice Strike, that would be inconvenient for us. I'm hoping they just drew a land. No mana open for the Sinister Sabotage, so I'm really hoping we can untap with Niv Mizzet. Because it is a game changer. To any target. So I think we just pass the turn. And leave mana open for Sinister Sabotage. I'm going to counter the Heroic Reinforcements. I mean, this card is just ridiculous. I'm gonna graveyard that one. Land Central. Okay, we'll play that one. Do we want to play the Steam Vents? I mean, I guess. Tapped. No attackers. Like, I wish I was drawing more action and not just lands. Okay, that's pretty good. I want to take out the Sky Terror. We'll throw the Izzet Guildgate down. Okay, expansion explosion, that's pretty good. Okay, I mean, we're definitely winning the race. I think I do put some pressure on them now. So we'll end. So maybe they're just drawing lands. Okay, we take 3. Okay. 1 damage. Extra turn after this one at the beginning. Okay, so maybe they're thinking that. So 4. Like maybe they just want an extra turn. Or maybe they have some like Banefire play that's gonna kill me, which would be insane. Okay. What is happening? X damage to target. Okay. I've never actually seen that card in play, so I was thinking, what's going on there? Okay. Essence Scatter is good. The Electrostatic Field's good. Shocks are decent, I guess. But I kind of like the Fight with Fires just in case they get an Aurelia out. I think I want to take out the Direct Currents. Whoops. Putting them right back in. Or, you know, they have a really good start and they get their mentor creatures above 2 toughness. Then I'm kind of stuck. The shocks don't feel that great either. But at the same time, I guess they kind of do. Expansion Explosion, I don't think is great. I think Fiery Cannonades would be pretty decent. The Static Fields are good. Lava Coil, shave 1. And then go for a Fiery Cannonade. We're at 60. They were Boros. So maybe Lyras or Angels. So a Disdainful Stroke. Maybe I go a couple Disdainful Strokes. Or a Johnny. So I think that's pretty good. Maybe they had some Deafening Clarions in the deck and they'll take those out. Conclave Tribunal, maybe they have 1 or 2 in the sideboard. This isn't too bad. I do have some early removal. I have mana. I'm on the draw. I can opt. I think I'll keep this. Didn't really have any of the cards that we sided in, but Fight with Fire is pretty good. So we will pass the turn. Get myself seated up a little bit here. Gonna put a stop and combat. My turn. All right, so we opt. They're playing some tapped lands. I don't want this. I cannot wait to get those tapped lands out of my deck. Lava Coil. Okay, so this isn't too bad. So we will play Sulphur Falls, I believe, and pass the turn. So maybe, I mean, they didn't have a 2-drop, which is interesting. So Swiftblade Vindicate, no, they would have played it. So another tap land. So this is really slow for my opponent. And I am drawing all of my removal, it seems. So I'll play the mountain. I mean, I guess I don't have a 3-drop anyway. I do need, yeah, so I'll have 2 red, 2 blue. So I'll be able to cast Crackling Drake next turn. In the meantime, we will pass. So very slow for my opponent. This is not what they want to be doing. Unless they just have a 4th land, Aurelia, boom. But I do have a fight with fire, which is nice. Okay. We do have the answer here. We will shock it. Another land. Okay. So I do have to take 2, which I think is totally fine. I mean, this is a very slow game for my opponent here. Draw a card. Nice. We've got a decent blocker here with 2 toughness, which also matches up pretty well. All right, so they've got a Conclave Tribunal. Okay, guess we just, maybe I play the tapped land. I'll do that. That way I can offer a little more flexibility, and then maybe opt on their end step. Okay, let's opt in response. No more land. Yes, Disdainful Stroke. That is good. Oh, I could have, I guess I could have countered that. But I do have an answer, so I will go to my turn. Sarkhan, cool. Alright, so we have 6 mana. I can deal with this True Fire Captain, which I think is what we want to do, and then I can play Sarkhan. So let's do that. That's fine. I mean, do I want to play Sarkhan? I think I want to be in a position... Like, even if they play something, I'm really only worried about haste creatures, I guess. So I think I can afford to play Sarkhan now. I was kind of hoping to have Disdainful Stroke mana up.
Who are you to call me mad?
Okay, so let's...
Don't doubt my methods.
Decline. But if they do play a creature, I have Lava Coil, I have Fight with Fire. Maybe another Conclave. Okay, so there's a Johnny. So see, oh man, that Disdainful Stroke would have been so nice. And a Flame of Kelp, interesting. Interesting.
Be strong.
Okay, so they're gonna draw a few cards. That's 6, that'll give me, so it's difference between 6 and 7 mana at this point. I could shock a Johnny. He ultimates at 7. Or I could discard it and draw a card. Kicker is at 9. I'm at 3, 6, 7. So I think I want a +1.
Madness. What madness?
I don't know, because even if they play a small creature, I think I'm going to decline. I'm not worried about him ultimating yet. So maybe I keep that. They will draw 2 cards. Yep, resolve. Let's see what you get. Having this disdainful stroke could be nice. Okay, let's disdainful stroke that. Okay, so I guess it's pretty good that we've I want to shock it before he puts a counter on it.
You call that a hit? Deliver us to victory.
All right, so we have 7 mana up. We can add 2 with Sarkhan. Let's say we have what, 4 blue sources, 5 blue sources, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential mountains. So we add maybe 2 blue.
Come to me.
2, 3. Okay, do I lava coil? I think maybe I do. Because if he has a red source that does damage, it could potentially do... Like if he puts a counter on the goblin, it becomes a 3/3, it'll do double damage. And I am gaining some value here by casting the lava coil. So I do have to be careful about a Johnny ultimating. So I have to... Oh, I should have done... Shoot. Oh, I could have done damage to a Johnny there.
Cease this. Look how far you have come.
So he's going to do 6. I do have all at Sarkhan. I'll take... What does he have? Haste. I can block, get rid of... I mean, these don't have double strike. This does.
Don't stop now.
Do I take that out? I think I do. What is a Johnny at? 6? Or... Because you can't block with that. So let's do 1 damage to him.
Remains an option.
We'll play this. I'm at 4, so this is a little dangerous. Actually, what am I at here? They're at 19. I'm 3, 6, 7, 8 mana. So fight with fire. Oh, I misclicked. Oh no.
I don't need this.
I could have. Oh, that's a mistake. But I guess I'll be able to. Oh, why am I? Oh my gosh, I am like misclicking central here. I should have attacked a Johnny. What is going on? Especially since they could get a 3. Well, I guess I have a blocker, but oh, these are just mistakes that are just this should not happen.
Return to the fight.
It's because when you click this, you have to actually select the attacker if you want to attack a planeswalker. Brutal. Okay, Alright, they've conceded. Man, oh, I just feel so bad about those mistakes. So bad. The misclicks galore. But we do end up pulling it out anyway. Artifacts attack. Interesting. So, did we get any decent cards from this? Nezahal. Okay. That's not too bad. And we got 1 Glacial Fortress. That's helpful. Oh, and we got to settle the wreckage. I like that. And Teshar, okay. So nothing that useful, I guess. Actually, one sec. Let's see. Thinking if there's maybe something useful for my Is It deck in here. But not really. I was thinking maybe Blink of an Eye could be decent, but I think what I have is okay. The priority now is getting the tap lands out of here, so not too far away. Well, I mean, Is It Guildgate? Those aren't going anywhere, but these Highland Lakes, they need to go. All right, so let's get to another one. Are we close to any rewards? Yeah, I guess. 40 white or blue spells. All right, that's decent. We're playing a red-blue, blue-red deck. But, oh man, those misclicks, like, they feel so bad. Token. Okay, we have a tapped blue land. I'm on the draw. I mean, I guess, you know, if that was a Steam Vents, that would be really nice. But my opponent's mulligan to 5. So, okay, Celestia. This could be a little tougher of a matchup because, I mean, I have the Fiery Cannonades, so those are going to come in. No Amara. Okay, so that's decent. This Electrostatic Field, I don't know if it's really going to do much here. I think I want to leave mana open, honestly, for an opt or potentially a shock of an Amara or even a... I mean, the District Guide, they'll get value out of it no matter what. Okay, so we will opt. Niv Mizzet, I just don't think is great right now. Although, I mean, if I do play Sarkhan this turn, I could potentially get him out next turn, so let's give it a shot. Another tapped land. Okay, so we'll play Sarkhan and maybe +1 and discard the electrostatic field.
No sword can pierce my scales. Bolus told me I should do this.
Okay, that's good. I play the island. If he doesn't get rid of Sarkhan with like a Conclave Tribunal or something, then I can get Niv Mizzet out next turn. Okay, there it goes. But we can get a Crackling Drake out for 1 1 power. So let's do that, I guess. I don't know. Just doesn't... Can I scatter anything at 5 mana? They have no creatures, which is surprising. I don't think I play it, honestly. I don't have much in the way of instants or sorceries. I have some reactive cards in hand. I think I need to, it feels like I need to be a little more of a domineering. Yeah, okay, that's good. A dominating position before I play the Crackling Drake. In combat, my turn. Okay, or do I play the Is It Guildgate? That way I have 3, yeah, I think I need to do that for next turn. It's Niv Mizzet. I can play Crackling Drake now. Blue. Draw a card. Okay, that's pretty good, I guess. If they use a Conclave, okay, 1/4. I have a Lava Coil. For that, so I mean it's Niv Mizzet or a Lava Coil. Then I can maybe answer some of these creatures first. So I think it's important that I address the Trostani for sure. So they're 1/1s right now. I don't like the lifelink that my opponent's getting. So combat, attack, damage. I think I'll leave it here. And then maybe Chemister's Insight. Oh, okay. All right, they've conceded. Maybe they just want to go right to sideboard. Okay. Lava Coil's nice for Trostani. Expansion Explosion, I don't think is that great. Fiery Cannonades are good. Electrostatic Field just doesn't feel that great. They want to be wide. Negate could be good for, say, Vivian Reed, which is, I think, 100% coming out if they have it in the sideboard. Shocks, I guess, decent. Direct current. Disdainful stroke. I think they have Lyras and that kind of thing in the sideboards, so I think I'll put 3 of those in. History of Benalia could be a thing too, so that the negates are good. I'm at 61. So maybe shave a shock. Or do I keep a shock and shave a lava coil? I think that's better. Okay. Fight with fire. I think I want fight with fire. So as I said, Lyra's probably coming in. What else? Maybe Shalai. Okay, having the cannonades is nice. On the draw. I think I'll keep on the draw. On the play, it's a little more interesting. So I think I can play the Highland Lake tapped and then just pass the turn. Disdainful Stroke, of course, is not going to become that useful until later. Okay, we'll play that. So if Amara creates some tokens, we can Fiery Cannonade. So I'd probably want to wait until the following turn when it on attack when she's tapped. One counter. Okay. Okay, so I think it's pretty good here to just pay 2 life. Next turn, it's gonna have... Like, I'm just worried these things are gonna get pumped somehow, so I want a Fiery Cannonade now, I think. But I can always respond with it, so maybe I just pass. And then it'll leave a Sinister Sabotage up to, I guess. Okay, resolve that. Okay, now I want to respond with a Fiery Cannonade. That was good. Okay, that's fine. No land, unfortunately. This is a big boy, so when it dies, create 2 2/2s. Next turn, it's gonna get indestructible, so I think I need to deal with it now. Unfortunately, we did not hit land. But yeah, they're gonna. This is gonna be some nice damage here for them. And they're 3/3s, which is annoying. Well, I think they go back to 2/2s, right? Okay, maybe not. Huh, that is a problem, and we're not hitting land. This isn't gonna do anything. We're not hitting our land drops, so I think we just need to pass. Wonder how I could have played that better. Maybe I should have just left the... I should have left the 4/4 maybe, and then... Like I could have potentially 2 for 1 where I'd shock it, and then, but I mean they're still getting the value, so yep, we take 6. So we're dead next turn if we can't find an answer. So no lands, so I think we just lose. All right, so we'll go on to game 3. Like, honestly, I don't think I should have any trouble beating this matchup. So what happened there? They were able to get the Song of Freyalise out, just get creatures out that were beyond my removal. Maybe Chemister's Insight isn't a great card here, because I think it's just too slow. So maybe a Scatter, and then the Lava Coil. And you know what, Banefire isn't even that bad, I don't think, because if they get something big and I need to use it to take it out. I just want to be able to handle their creatures, you know, and get something big out, and then I think I mulligan here. Okay, this is better. That I think I want to keep. Okay, and we'll end. Okay, tap land, that's good. And we'll put a stop. Opt. Another fiery, oh yeah, that's what I put on top. Okay, so we'll draw that. And then maybe get a land? That wouldn't be bad. And no, we get the 6-drop. Awesome. But we do have an opt. We have a shock to maybe deal with an Amara. So I think we're in decent shape. I mean, having the Niv Mizzet's nice if I can get there. Two 1/1s. Okay, well, let's opt. The tap land, do I take, oh, these tap lands feel so bad. Keep it on top. I need my land. I don't think I use the shock. So, okay. Can't really do anything here. Tap land goes in, and we end. We can respond with a shock, potentially, on a creature if there's any sort of... Okay, so maybe we want to get rid of... Until your next turn. So maybe we want to get rid of a Saproling just to prevent them from having an extra mana. Because maybe they have a 3-drop and they were looking to use another Song of Freyalise. Okay. So that one is on, well, let's just see where this, they're both on 1 lore counter. So maybe I discard Niv Mizzet. Whoops. Still worked out. I think so. It's just less relevant right now. Oh, there it is. Wait an hour.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay, so that's pretty good. That's a land. I have the fiery cannonade. But it just, if they don't have, okay, so they shocked, so something's coming down. Okay, so 2 lore counters, so it's gonna be a 6/6, indestructible, vigilance. If they come down, it's 2/2s, right? So I think either way, I will plus Sarkhan.
I'll show you what.
I'll decline. And then just hope that... Oh boy. So it's going to be 3/3. I think I need to cannonade. Because it's going to be out of reach. I mean, he may kill Sarkhan, right? I might not even be taking this damage, like at my life total.
Love a bold strike.
But this thing's a little scary. Another Song of Freyalise. Okay. A 6/6. How do I deal with this now? I don't even know if I can. I'm at 5 mana. I think I just need to mitigate. The damage as best I can by taking out the knights. Feels bad, but I mean, what can I do? Like, this thing's gonna get another... Can I deal with it? It might just be out of reach at this point. Hoping I can just... Oh, jeez. Okay. Alright, so maybe Disdainful Stroke wasn't great here. I'm taking 8, 10. I don't think I can deal with this. GG to my opponent. So I think I sideboarded, I guess. So if I were to play it again, I mean, the negates were good. I didn't have any in my opening hands, so maybe it would have been... Maybe I should have been more reactive. Like, looking for more counter spells in my opening hands. So, taking out the Essence Scatters, and then just put in... Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not quite as prepared for that matchup. Because there were a lot of enchantments there. Like the sagas were nuts. And then the Disdainful Strokes just didn't really do anything. So that was a mistake, putting in the Disdainful Strokes. I should have kept in... Oh, boy. I guess maybe having more of the spot removal would have been great. So I think the biggest thing was putting in the Disdainful Stroke. I think I put too much thought into like them having Lyra or bigger creatures as opposed to... I mean, the Benalias were, I think, somewhat obvious. So that's where the negates come in. But maybe I should have just kept in the explosions, the lava coils, kept the Disdainful Strokes out. Electrostatic Field, I don't know. I don't think they're that great. The Fiery Cannonades are good for... I mean, but if they get over them, that's the thing. That's where the Songs of Freyalise are scary. So the one that sticks out the most, I think, is Disdainful Stroke. I just wasn't able to counter much with it. So keeping the scatters in and, you know, having the negates and Sinister Sabotage. Maybe I should have mulliganed to where that was more of a priority. I had them in my opening hands. Sarkhan, now in retrospect, felt a little bad. I could have maybe taken him out and just put more spot removal in. Ral, I don't know that that would have done much. So yeah, I probably should have taken Sarkhan out because they're going fairly wide and they could probably just take him out fairly easily. So yeah, that's some interesting stuff. I haven't played a lot of the Celestia tokens type matchups, but that was a pretty interesting learning experience there. The Songs of Freyalise, huh? I wonder what kind of... Is there really any enchantment hate in blue-red? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not that I can think of in standard anyway. I mean, there's white, there's... oh, what's that song called? Invoke the Divine. There was Fragmentize, but that's no longer legal. So anyway, yeah, that was interesting. I don't think I just wasn't prepared to deal with what they had. Deafening Clarion would have been a better card, I think, against that matchup. But of course, that's Boros. Let's check in on... Where am I going? Check in on that Boros deck. The Knight of Grace, Boros Challenger. I mean, I don't really think the decks now are playing Banneret or Hunted Witness. I think they're more mono red with a white splash. So the one drops, let's take a look here. Mono red, what's mono red playing? Oh, I don't have the deck with me here. It's really just Runaway Steamkin as a 2-drop. Dauntless Bodyguard's pretty weak to Chain Whirler, but there's less of that card in Standard now. So So maybe I do that. I mean, what the banneret? I mean, this deck has changed so much since I initially built it that I don't really know if it synergizes that well. The Sky Knight Legionnaires, more of a like a limited all-star as opposed to constructed. Remorseful Cleric. I mean, that's actually pretty good against Golgari. That would be a pretty good card. This is a good card. I mean, the Knight of Grace was nice, and I threw that in because I was playing a lot of black. The 2/3's pretty good. I mean, I could probably put Fanatical Firebrand in. Renatical. So it's a common, I can do that. And maybe introduce some more burn-ish aspects to it. It can be mentored fairly easily too. So maybe we go that direction. So we should be at 57. I mean, we could go Chain Whirlers, but again, Tajik has just not felt that great. I mean, maybe Dauntless Bodyguard? Uncommon. I mean, it doesn't really hurt to try. Let's take a look at some red. Oh, I wish I had that mono red treasures deck handy. Direfleet Daredevil's good. Have that in the sideboard of my Grixis mid-range control deck. I mean, it's not I don't think it's a control. I guess Grixis mid-range would be a more accurate way of describing it. This is 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 21, 25 creatures. Okay, I do have one Runaway Steamkin. Pyromancer, that is another one. Though I kind of feel like the more I mess around, the more the deck loses that sort of identity. Integrity. I mean, this deck's trying to be aggressive. Use Mentor, but then I have, History of Benalia in there, Knight of Grace. So, I don't know. Yeah, Risk Factor's another one. Arc Light Phoenix. What an awesome, awesome card. Okay, well, I mean, I could try this. What am I at? I think I need 3 more. Maybe the Dauntless Bodyguard could be pretty good. There is Experimental Frenzy. Do have 4 of those. Oh, wait a minute. 1. Oh, they're in the sideboard, aren't they? Okay. Yes, yes. Rekindling Phoenix. Okay, maybe I go with the demanding. No, the Dauntless. Dauntless Bodyguard. 3 uncommon. I don't know, this isn't that great, I suppose, but maybe we just stick with the Hunted Witness. I mean, let's just do that. Stick with the Hunted Witness. Alright, let's give it a shot. Don't know how this deck's gonna stack up to what's out there. I mean, it's seeing more and more sort of meta-oriented decks out there right now. Like some of the better decks that are being seen in competitive play. I mean, this is not really a competitive deck. 5 on the draw, mulligan. 3 Fanatical Firebrands on the draw with the scry. I think I'm gonna regret this one. Watch me hit a white land. Plains. Oh my goodness. Regrets. Regrets. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's concede that one. So that did not work out. And as I mentioned, I regret that one. So we saw, oh geez, I didn't even really look. I think it was Grixis. Yeah, there was red, blue, black. So they didn't see much either. All they saw, I think, was the Fanatical Firebrand. So they're going to assume that I'm aggressive, maybe mono red. Against Grixis, I think Justice Strike's pretty nice. Grixis is going to have Rituals of Soot, early removal, maybe I take those out. Binding. Oh, what do I do here? A couple of these out. I don't think that's going to be that impactful when it's staring at a nickel bolus. Citywide Bust is pretty good. It's going to go a little longer, I think, so I'll do that. Oops. No! 59. I guess I'll go settle the wreckage. So I don't think... That was just so unfortunate. But that's what you get. I should have mulliganed that hand. So more hard lessons in mulligans. On the play. So I think this is decent, I guess. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4. We have land. tap land. Okay, Tajik, that's pretty good too. Clifftop Retreat. We're going to combat. Damage, then we play the Boros Challenger. And maybe some Moment of Cravings will be coming out here. Or Thought Erasure. Then maybe take Tajik. Or Tajik. Opt, okay. That tells me a fair bit that they are looking for land. This is a pretty good curve. Right now. Think I go with Tajik. They have a mountain open. I don't think this deck plays Shivan Fire, but it will play Shock. What do I want to lose? All right. I mean, this will force Tajik's death if they do have cheap removal. But if they don't, this is a really, really strong play. Okay, so 2 quick games. So I think my opponent was me struggling for lands. Okay, a little more time here. So they're going to be on the play, which is a big advantage for them. I don't think Settle the Wreckage was a great choice. I think History of Benalia is good. On the draw, Fanatical Firebrand just seems a little less potent. Do that. I think that's 59, 58. I mean, I could do Experimental Frenzy. Deafening Clarion. Don't really think that's necessary. Okay, and maybe we just throw in a couple Experimental Frenzies. Done. Done, done. So 2 quick games. That first one was brutal. Folks, do not keep the hand that I kept. I mean, that's just embarrassing. This is not good. Well, I have some cheap, like I have a 2-drop, I have a couple 2-drops, I have a 3-drop. Oh, this is a tough one. I mean, if I get a white source, the ifs and the ifs and the ifs. I think I'm gonna keep this. Okay, that's good. I mean, oh, again, I could really come to regret this, but this is such a strong hand. If I get a white source. So the Knight of Grace, I think, will do some work here if they have black removal, or they have an Essence Scatter maybe here. Okay, no, they don't. They could have red removal, okay. Fair enough. So we need a land off the top. So they've shocked. So we do get a land. That tells me that they have Sinister Sabotage, or at least they're bluffing that they do. I think I just play this, leave this mana open. They're probably going to play Nicol Bolas. I can Justice Strike on their end step. Or do I try for the history? Because I'm going to have to discard anyway, so, I mean, I think we make them have it. They'll counter it. I have one for next turn. What do I discard? Yeah, okay, so that's fine. Okay. So we don't get a land. I think I can go history again. Okay, so it resolves. My opponent misses a land. I miss a land. Okay. I mean, that's decent, I guess. At least it's not going to hit Tajik. So I'm hoping for a land drop. We do not get a land drop. Let's try and resolve Tajik. Okay. Well, I mean, the knight might be getting +2/+1, so. And if they want to trade the Drake for the knight, I doubt they will. So we are not hitting a land for the life of us. I mean, this Justice Strike is kind of for the Nicol Bolas. If they even play that card. Maybe they don't. But I do have Ixalan's Binding. So I think I play it now. And then I'll get in for the full 4. I mean, we're in good shape if we can draw land. So they tap out almost to draw some cards. This could leave. All right, so this leaves room open to resolve. Do I want to resolve a Johnny or Aurelia? I think Aurelia. One, 2, 3, 4. We can pump up the knight. How do they deal with Aurelia? Vraska's Contempt. They have 3 black sources. Okay, there's Nicol Bolas. I was waiting for that. Do I discard Aurelia? I guess I do. We can Ixalan's Binding the Nicol Bolas, which is great because it obviously prevents it from transforming, but that makes any other ones. They have, if they have a counter for this, it's real rough though. They did draw some cards. I really don't want him to transform. That's the scary thing if it does. So I've got to hope that it does. Okay, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. So I'm hoping, I mean, if they have any other Nicol Bolases in their hand, it's a dead card. I mean, otherwise it's just lethal next turn. And then we can drop Lyra potentially. Okay, well, okay, this taps out, so I think that's it. Because that one little goblin's gonna get in, and we do 5 damage. Oops. Oh, see, I read the triggers wrong. See, if they didn't concede there, but I'm like, why was the trigger, why did it show the Legion War Boss there? That's so weird. Yeah, I mean, if they didn't concede there, I would have only done 3 damage. I don't know. But anyway, we do get by. Whoa! The spoils. And another Nezahal. Okay, cool. Claim prize. We have a pack, and we have enough gold to get another pack. Okay. Awesome. Get packs. What are we looking for here? We want Sulphur Falls. I mean, Sarkhan. I guess we can do M19. Although, oh man, like I really want a Grixis deck. So I think I just go M19 anyway. So I do need the Nicol Boluses, and oh, there's so many cards that I need. Psy Master Thopterist, an all-star of the previous standard format. There are really no great artifacts in this at this time, so he is not seeing play. I want to play another one in this Boros aggro deck. Teferi, oh boy. Uh-oh. Let's see what we got. On the draw. This isn't too bad. We have a 1-drop, we have a 2-drop, we have a 3-drop. 3-drop, and yeah, I think this is pretty good. Both kinds of mana. I mean, we do have a couple plays. Another Plains would be great for History of Benalia. And it looks like we have a mirror match. So they play the Sacred Foundry tapped. Interesting. So they probably have, I would imagine they have a 2-drop. Don't have any 1-drops in the deck. So we've got Knight of Grace. That's good. We hit a 2-drop. I mean, we hit another mana or land. We can also play the Knight of Grace. I mean, if I attack with this Hunted Witness, like maybe they just will take the damage because they don't want... Maybe they think I'm going to just try and take the damage in order to get the token. I'm scheming here to maybe I attack with the Hunted Witness and then use Integrity to take out the Knight of Grace. But I think that'd be pretty obvious. So we can play History of Benalia. We can play Legion War Boss. If they attack, I don't really block, I think. So Tajik could be coming out. Resplendent Angel, okay. It's a 3/3 flyer. Okay, so we could be taking 3 damage next turn. I mean, I'm pretty certain that we will take 3 damage. Land would be good. Get Aurelia out, maybe as an answer to the Resplendent Angel. If we had a 4th land, Intervention can take care of the Resplendent Angel. They're debating whether to do that. Okay. I mean, it's not next turn, but the turn after when the knights get pumped that they're going to want to leave blockers back. They have a 4th land. I mean, if I don't get a land, yeah, okay. Then I can just send out the Sky Knight Legionnaire, so I didn't. I could play the Boros Challenger, attack with everything, and then pump one of my creatures to take out the Knight of Grace. I think I play the Flyer because the Integrity is a potential way to deal with the Resplendent Angel. Because they're going to be at 5 mana next turn. It's 6 mana to pump it. So I think I attack with the Sky Knight Legionnaire. I mean, they'll come back in for another 3, I guess. Maybe I should have left it. I don't have the mana open anyway for Integrity shenanigans, but maybe they have Integrities as well, so that's something I got to keep in mind. Hitting a 4th land would be great. I imagine they have Aurelias of their own. Yep. So no land. This is going to be a little tough now. This is gonna be a little tough now. I mean, what do I do? I could potentially just play the Boros Challenger. It's in the air that this person's gonna win. And then attack with the Sky Knight Legionnaire and hope that they block with Shalai. Like, they've got to know that I have an Integrity. Okay. So they did sniff it out. But I'm going to be losing the race. I mean, I'm taking 6 damage. But on a swing back, 8, 9, I mean, I could potentially, if I hit a land, I could potentially do 14 damage. They have to leave blockers back. Unless they're gonna play. Okay, they gain lifelink. Yep. So that's 8 damage. So that changes things. And that also changes things. Okay, so we are just not hitting lands. Okay, if I attack with everything, I mean, I think at this point I kind of have to. I could pump twice. And then what? It gains 4. It's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14. I mean, I'm just dead. I am just dead. Like, maybe they don't block. I mean, it's not lethal either way. So let's just do it anyway. Let's have a little fun. Can't pump him. Six, 8, 10 damage. That's 14. So that and that, I mean, they'll trade. So it doesn't matter. I mean, I lose. That's too bad. So they have a lot of flyers. So, I think Justice Strike, will that do? I mean, Shalai's 3-4, Resplendent Angel's 3-3. I think Bindings are good. I'm on the play. They didn't really seem to have, like, 1 or 2 drops, so I think I want to keep those in. The histories, I think are kind of slow. I'll add the Bindings. I think Settle the Wreckage is actually pretty good. Three, 2, Justice Strike. I think, yeah, Lyra's good. I mean, they'll probably have Lyra in the sideboard too. Citywide Bust. 61 cards. A Johnny. Could be a way to, like... Well, I don't really have flyers other than Sky Knight Legionnaire, but that's just not great here. So, a couple Justice Strikes maybe. Like, are the histories good? I don't think so. Okay, well, we'll see. We're on the play, so if we get a decent hand, that should help. But I imagine they'll have Lyra. I mean, they're playing Angels. They might have even have had Lyra in the main deck. Two Boros Challengers and a Citywide Bust. Okay. I mean, we have both sources of mana. 2/2 drops, Citywide Bust. Which is nice. Not going to be that relevant, I guess. Okay, so there's a 3-drop. That's pretty good. Yo go, sir. So I think on turn 3, I play the Legion Warboss, attack with the Boros Challenger, and then the Goblin will get a Mentor trigger. That's if... I mean, maybe they brought in some spot removal. Okay, that's pretty good too, I suppose. Okay. Let's do this. We'll do this. So nothing of mine will die. I'll take 3 damage. next, well, I mean, I could trade the Legion War Boss for the Vanguard, but I don't know that I'm going to do that. So he could prevent 2. Oh, this is annoying. So yeah, they're debating, I guess, whether to take the damage or block. And then, but in order to block and keep the Vanguard, they'd have to pay 4 life. And I think they just value it. So Deafening Clarion. I think that's what's up. Yeah. That's fine. I mean, not a lot of action going on here. So good draws would be Aurelia. Lyra would be good too. Okay, that's good. We do have the citywide bust. Five, 1. I mean, if we block, they can pay 4. No blockers. Either way, I think we're okay. So okay. Is there any better way we can do this? That goes. I can't play the War Boss. That's decent. Do I want to attack? I don't think so. An Aurelia of my own would be great. Ixalan's Binding for the Sedanto Vanguard would be great. Okay. I want to force him to pay. That's fine. And just hope I draw a creature of some sort, and we do not. Yep. So it's not looking great. So we're going in, they're coming in for 8. They're probably willing to trade 1 Vanguard. Okay, maybe not. I guess why? Because they would have lethal next turn. So not looking good, my friends. Not looking good. Yeah, we just can't deal with this deck. GG. Concede. Okay, the struggle is real. So, as you can see, this Boros deck, probably not the best out there. I think I have more success with the Is It spells deck. Let's see. I mean, this matchup against that deck there would, I think, have been better. But okay, let's play one more. Oh, no, don't want to play that Boros deck. So what am I learning here? Don't take risky hands on... Well, being on the draw is always a temptation, but... Don't misclick. I'm on the play. I have 1 mana. I think I have to mulligan. Okay, I mean, against an aggressive deck, this is a great hand. Against control, not so good. So they're debating whether they keep their hand or not. Note that a good opening hand has multiple lands and spells. Yes. Oh, I'm gonna keep another shock. No, thank you. Steam vents. I think I just play it tapped. I don't know what I'm dealing with. I don't even have an opinion. Vicious rumors. Okay. Let's go with a direct current. We have this, and we can pass the turn. Demir. Okay. This almost feels like I'm playing draft. We'll opt. Well, oh boy, do I want that? I don't think so. If I draw a land right now, it would have been okay. Like if I drew the Sarkhan and then I ended up drawing a land, a non-tapped land, feels bad. Then it would have been okay, I suppose. I just play Sarkhan. But okay. So they're gonna get to see a lot of their cards. So I imagine they just kind of surveil for days, put stuff in the graveyard, and then maybe bring it back somehow. But it feels pretty slow. So maybe I'll be able to deal with it. Okay. What's happening? Oh my my gosh, what is going on with land draws today? This is rough. This is rough. So dealing with bad draws. Is that today's theme? So they have 4 mana open. And I am not drawing lands. They are. Okay, more surveilling. This literally feels like a draft. So I have the removal to deal with the Watcher in the Mist. I can also play a Crackling Drake. I have 1, 2, 3 instants or sorceries in my graveyard. Okay, my turn. Wow. Okay, well, I think this is really all we can do. Well, we're bound to draw land eventually. And there's really no pressure on the board, so I guess that's nice. Okay, that's a great card. That I have to get rid of. I have to get rid of this guy. Give me land. Wow. Okay. Well, I can direct current and then discard the Chemister's Insight. Like, I don't really want them to surveil, and they only have 2 cards in hand, so maybe their resources are just dwindling. So I think I'll do that. Like, this is crazy, but hey, it's a card game. There's a card pool. The draws are the draws. You can't, all you can really do is just try and mitigate, not mitigate, but make the distribution as favorable as possible, so you're more likely to draw the things you need. But if I can keep stable here and then, you know, get to the point where my opponent doesn't really have a lot of resources, and I finally start hitting my land drops, then, you know, if I hit a land, okay, there's a Doom Whisper. That's a problem. So I have 1, and there's no land. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is hilarious. Okay. So it's a 6/4. At least I have a Sinister Sabotage to maybe counter something big, but yipes. I mean, this could be a problem, but I have a Lava Coil to deal with it. 2 and 3, and this allows us to surveil at least, so... Wow. Hook me some land. And it's tapped land. Okay, they're out of resources, but I mean, this Doom Whisper can just allow them to surveil, which feeds onto the spy bug, so I think I need to get rid of it. Because he or she can just keep surveilling, putting counters on the spy bug. And now they can do that, right? Yeah, so... They'll have to lose 8 life, which, I mean, at this point isn't a big deal. So we're gonna concede. Because that just felt bad. No lands. Okay, so there's big stuff. Disdainful strokes are good. Shocks. These are not useful. So on to negate Notion Rain. The Doom Whispers. I think I want to keep the Essence Scatter. Ral could be good. I don't know. Banefire is alright. Like Sarkhan. These lava coils don't feel that impactful. So I can go 2 negate. So that should be 1 more card. Banefire. The direct current. Meh. Ral could be pretty good. Shave a shock. 1, 2. 58. Okay. So, I mean, maybe I keep a couple lava coils. Yeah, let's do Ral. I mean, Sarkhan. Throw them back in there. We're on the play. Hopefully we can draw some lands and feel good about ourselves. Okay, negates, some Sinister, Sabotage, a few lands. Can we win with this hand? I think so. I think so. I think so. So the big guys, like I didn't see any disinformation campaign. There was Doom Whispers. A lot of surveilling action. So that enchantment, which I can negate. I think it's important to negate this. And then we have another, if they have another one, we have a counter. We have the 4th land, we can play the Drake, and it just puts... It puts some instants and sorceries in the graveyard, which is nice. Is this worth... countering? I guess. And the Crackling Drake is a 3/4. Okay, so no shortage of lands this time around. We do have some removal. The Doom Whisperer is 2 turns away, if they have it. If we can get Niv Mizzet out, that'd be great. Kind of cool thing is... I want to get rid of that. Cool thing is, I mean, I was going to say with the Fight with Fire, if they do have a Doom Whisperer, but getting rid of this Thief of Sanity I think is just too important. I mean, if they have removal for this Crackling Drake, where I was going with that, I could do 5 damage to the Doom Whisperer, and then, and this is with Niv Mizzet out, cast it, do 5 damage, and then do an additional 1 with the Niv Mizzet trigger to take out the Doom Whisperer. This card is frightening, the Thief of Sanity, so I do want to remove it. And that will bump our Crackling Drake up to a 4/4. Next turn we can cast Niv Mizzet. I mean, there's probably only 2 Doom Whisperers in their decks, so maybe they just don't have it. Okay, that's gone. Okay. Three, 1, 2, and we have 3. All right, so if this, and they missed a land drop, so we'll see if they have another Vraskas to answer this. If they do, then I'm in, I guess, a little bit of trouble. I don't really have any other action. Okay. So they'll probably take Essence Scatter, I would think, or maybe Opt, in all honesty. Yeah, okay. So that tells me that they don't have too much. So we'll be able to take out the Whisper Agent. So I can play this tapped. And then main phase Opt. Banefire, I think that's pretty good. I can potentially use it to finish my opponent off. I'll keep that on top. I'm at 3, 6, 7. Disdainful Stroke. I do kind of like that. So combat, I will attack. End my turn. So they'll be at 5 mana. Okay, so maybe they have a Doom Whisper. Yeah, and I can Disdainful Stroke. And they've conceded. Okay, so that worked out. They had the Doom Whisperer in hand. The land worked out that turn. The curve worked out that turn. And I was just able to counter their stuff. Thought Erasure is a consideration. So it's nice to have those negates. Is there anything else that I could maybe add? The dive downs would be kind of nice. I want to try it out. Because if I get Niv Mizzet out and they attempt to Vraska's Contempt it, I can dive down. And protect it. So let's give that shot. Give that a shot. We're on the draw. So I don't want them to be able to get things going early. And by that, I mean surveil. And this isn't too bad. I mean, okay, they've mulliganed, which is good. I'm on the draw. I can opt. I have mana. I think I will keep. Hitting one of those negates would be great. Sinister Sabotage would be great. We will pass turn. Because even them getting that enhanced, I think it's enhanced surveillance. Okay, we'll opt. Don't think so. Want a little more action. We have lands. That's pretty good. And that's good too. Okay. So at this point, I think I want to shock. I don't want them getting value out of that. If they had a Thought Erasure, I think they would have used it that turn. Because it's just too good. So maybe they draw it, obviously, but if they do, I can't do anything about that, really. I have a lot of good cards, so... Okay, I'll play the Sulphur Falls, and I think we just... Okay, it passed for me. So let's see, Discovery. I think I want to prevent this. Like as I said, I don't want them surveilling. I don't want them seeing what... Actually, I think I want to keep this on top. They get in for 1. The Surveil is just too good, man. Like 4 mana. Do I play a Crackling Drake? What do they play on turn 4? I think I can get away with playing, and because they missed a land drop, right? So I think I can get away with playing the Drake now. Okay, that's good. That's pretty good. Because if they get a land now, they'll be at 4, and then next turn, if I can maybe prevent a Doom Whisperer. So they're going to surveil. So the odds are they're going to hit a land. The Spy Bug gets a counter. Like, they need land, so it's... Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, that thing's got menace. Okay. Alright, so we play our land. We have 5. Do I get rid of the Spy Bug? I think I do. I mean, menace is a problem. I have the Essence Scatter, I have the Dive Down, but I probably want to save that for Niv Mizzet. They have 2 blue up. So they could potentially have a counter. I can't block anyway. I think I'm just gonna keep mana open. I think it's too important right now. And if I take another 2, it's not a, or even 3, it's not a huge deal. Disinformation campaign. I think I deal with that. I don't want to discard any of these cards. Don't think so. And they missed a land yet again. And so have we. Okay. This isn't great. I don't like this. Worst case, we just attack now, I think. We will win this race. I mean, if they don't really end up doing anything, they're mana constrained. I gotta figure they have a big card in their hand, a big creature, the Doom Whisperer. That quick pass on priority tells me they didn't hit a land. So I think I will Chemister's Insight on their end step. Okay, I'm not too concerned about that. Like, it sucks, but I mean, whatever. Okay, do I want to get rid of this Spy Bug now? I think so. Because I'm not hitting my land. I'll have an Essence Scatter up. I'll have a negate. It'll add another damage, or power to the Crackling Drake. Not quite a 2-turn clock, but we're getting there. So if they hit the 5th land, they attempt to cast Doom Whisperer. Okay, so they are stuck here. So we do get this. I mean, I can cast Niv Mizzet, or I mean, I could just cast a Dive Down, which will make it a 7/4 and then protect it, and then that's lethal. So I think we can do that. Go to combat, attack. Good game. Good game. Okay, so now it's an 8. Okay, so maybe they were trying to play some mind games or something by saying good game. But it's not over till it's over. So, what did I learn there? That these reward cards are extremely underwhelming. Not getting your lands feels really bad. I'm getting better with more control aspects of this game. I started out really just playing aggressive strategies, but it really obviously helps to know what is potentially coming. And I have a friend of mine gave me a Magic book. I should forget what it's called. But it talks about, control and how in those matchups you need to constrain either their life total or pressure their life total, constrain their mana. What is it? Life total, mana, or resources, like their cards. So that really helped kind of get a bigger picture of the control matchup. And this, it has controlling elements, but it's obviously, it has some aggro elements as well. But I had pretty good calls there, I think. Leaving my mana open at key times when I think, okay, this is probably what they're going to do. So instead of playing that Crackling Drake on 4 mana, when it's really not going to do a lot, I'm going to leave my mana open because I have a Sinister Sabotage. And then I could potentially counter something that's more important. So it's really cool. I'm starting to like the control aspects of this game a lot. Just with the strategic use of resources and things like that. So, yeah, I don't know. That was really cool. I'm having fun with this deck. I look forward to actually finishing it. But mulligans, it's one thing to get a good glimpse of what a good hand is on average, but what I need to start doing more, and this is especially true in Modern with my Bring the Light Scapeshift deck or Teamer Scapeshift, is understand what I need in my opening hand or what I would like in my opening hand, and asking myself, can I win with what I have here? Because I don't really do that. I think I look at a post-board game, I look at the opening hand in a post-board game the same as the first game, which I don't think is the right thing to do. Because you've seen as much as you've seen of their deck, you have an idea of what the matchup is. So that's something that I need to get better at, is just understanding post-board opening hands versus, the first round opening hand and how I need to adjust. The dive downs are interesting. I think those will be pretty useful in Golgari, against, say, Ravenous Chupacabra, or, even Vraska's Contempt, things like that. Because Niv Mizzet is just such a ridiculous card. And if you're able to protect it, it'll just dominate. So this was great. I learned a lot here. Anyway, I'm kind of in the zone right now. I'm just kind of I've got a lot going on, thinking about these matches and being land stuck and you just not getting the resources that you need. It happens. What can you do? That's card games for you. But yeah, that's it. I think that's it for now. The draft that I played, yeah, you know what? I'll talk a bit about the draft that I played in today. It didn't go too well. I drafted a Dimir deck again. Last week I went 3-0, but I had Night Veil Predator. I had some really good synergies. I just kind of try and remember the things I had. I had really great Surveil synergy. I had Night Veil Predator, which is just a really, really hard card to deal with for opponents in Limited. Had good, like I said, good Surveil synergy. This week I also drafted a Dimir deck. I think I was trying to do too much with it, and too much with the Surveil mechanic in particular. I didn't really have any bomb creatures or anything like that. I was limited with my flyers. I had no Watchers in the Mist. So it was primarily ground creatures and low-powered ones at that. I didn't have a ton of removal. I had one Artful Takedown. I didn't have any Deadly Visits. Like the last week's deck had, 2 Deadly Visits. I think an Artful Takedown, Severed Strands, things like that, where I was just really able to deal with opposing creatures very well. But here it just was a pretty underwhelming deck. Didn't really pull anything good either as far as rares. My first pack had a Ritual of Soot, which I didn't take. I took a Dimir Spybug over it, which I don't regret, honestly, because it was my first pack. I figured, okay, you know what? I'm going to see if I can hit some removal from here on out. And the Dimir Spybug's pretty good. I mean, especially with if I was working with a Surveil mechanic. Outside of that, I don't even remember the rares that I pulled. I mean, there's no mythics. But I don't remember the rares that I pulled, and because just they were that. The other was Narcomoeba. And that was another thing. I had that in the deck, and it just wasn't great. I never ended up putting it in the graveyard from the library. Something that I would figure is fairly tough to do in Limited anyway. But yeah, that's about it. I don't remember the other rare that I drew. I think it was maybe a green. I don't have the deck here with me. At least I don't think so. It wasn't Amara. Yeah, it might not be in this little pile I have here. Nope. Yeah, no, it wasn't. So, kind of underwhelming pulls too. But even my competitive spirit, if it's a rare that I don't want to play, I mean, even if it's worth a little bit more, I still will pass it on. I don't really just kind of unless it's something that's worth a fair amount of money or something like that, I will just take it even though I'm not playing it. But the competitive side in me wants to actually play cards that will help me win. But, okay. Well, I think that's all I got for now. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you kind of get my thought process and how I'm playing at this stage of my Magic skill set. I hope it's useful. I hope it's helpful for people at the same stage or just beginning the game. I just want to be a positive force in general, not only with Magic and learning and competition and just challenging ourselves, but yeah, I hope it's useful and fun. That's all I got for now, I think. I just released, related to calisthenics and fitness, just released the 24th Elevate Your Craft vlog, and that's an update and some banter around, what I'm doing right now. Have sort of shifted to weight training once again, and we have another countdown to goodness. I am gonna wait. I'm just gonna update this after because this is ridiculous. Yeah, so it's an update on what I'm doing and the psychological aspects of drastic change, because I'm so used to progressive calisthenics. I've been doing it for years and years. Didn't really touch a weight for a long, long time. Whereas now it's primarily what I'm doing. I still have a fair bit of calisthenics in my routines, but just the psychology behind that, some of the challenges that I've faced in this drastic change. So be sure to check it out. The vlog's not going anywhere, so stay tuned for that. But that's it for the next episode of EYC Journey of a Magic the Gathering Beginner. This is definitely going to be an episode because I learned a ton in these matches, and I hope you did too. So take it easy, and I'll catch you guys next time.